Narrated Consciousness, Chapter 12. Space and Time. The idea that you exist is absurd, because existence itself is absurd. How can that which does not exist, exist? Take away one letter from that word and you get an idea of the meaning of exist, and that is exit. It is very annoying to hear and read this idea that you do not exist, since every part of you denies this. You actually do seem to exist, don't you? And it's really quite a reasonable assertion to say, I certainly do exist. But in fact, you do not exist, at least not in the way you think that you exist. You are not a chemical construct separated from your original source of creation. I exist. I am real. I am reality. There is no other fact really worth considering, and yet, at the same time, I do not exist at all. It is my consciousness that has created the construct that you exist within, and that construct is basically a fiction that I have created so you can have the grand drama of learning who I am, which is what you are. Dig it, baby. I made the whole waxwork so that you can do your funky chicken dance moves and become all that you can be. It is designed so that you can reach your full potential. And that is the truth of the situation. I wish I could make up some other scenario to answer my critics amongst you, all the posers and the phonies and the wannabe priests and guru guys and guy-esses, all the people with all the answers to the big mystery of me and why, all the humans who go around with the answer of there is no answer. But there is a clear-cut answer. There is a very definite answer and a very clear description of the mystery of why. In this world you live in, your real reason for being here is to get to know me very, very intimately. You are here to be one with me while you remain fully human, with all your warts and wrinkles and ticks and singular peculiar rarities. To put it simply, all your little faults and even your big mistakes are designed into the drama of you so that you can better get to me as soon as possible. That's the deal we made just before we got, seemingly, separated. It is my deal with myself, with my many selves, call it selfish if you will, but hey, that's the kind of God I am. I want me to know me. Gets kind of lonely around here sometimes, and speaking or writing about time, that is why you are in the middle of all this space and time. It is the necessary fiction I have created so that you can be sculpted by the necessary friction required to get the job done, and that job is to get to know me. Someone, a human and not the human scribe, who has been reading this as it has been written down, made a comment that there was a lot of repetition in this work, and I can only agree that it is true. It is vitally necessary repeating repetition. You need the format that is being translated from my mind into yours, which, as you know, is my mind anyway, only you do not actually know that yet. But you will know that reality. Our first step is to get the conscious connection set up so you can telepathically communicate with me clearly and properly and at all times with no doubt and no lag time. Think of it as talking to me in the privacy of your own mind, with no mediators getting in the way and interpreting your precious privacy and interfering with true contact with me. This is not prayer. This is real, two-way, true contact with me, God, the Creator, where you actually, factually hear me clearly in the form of cogent, conscious thought in your mind, which is, as you are coming to understand it, my mind, or our mind. We share your mind. Just take away one letter from the word your, and you get our. For example, because you take your current version of reality as normal, it is not very easy for you to experience what my version of normal is. It would be a mistake for you to assume that the human version of reality is all that there is to experience of reality. But it is what you know, so for the time being, it will have to do as our mutual interface between what is really going on and what you consider to be reality. In the end, when you leave your body and you experience the continuation of awareness without the physical apparatus of the body, at that time, you will have a broader perspective of the frugality of your current experience of space and time. Let us take time as an example of the vast difference between what you experience as reality and what is actually really going on. I have constructed timelessness so that you can have a non-linear progression of experience within the dimensional reality you occupy to enact the drama of your lives. But what has happened is that you have chopped time up into segments so that you can better measure that which is immeasurable. You have insisted on putting a template over that which does not exist and insisting on the existence of something that does not exist at all. There is no hour, there is only hour. There is no second, there are only seconds of dessert after dinner. And there is no new day, or yesterday, or today, or yesteryear, or tomorrow. Don't you know that tomorrow never comes? What happens when you chop time up into little bits is you begin to think that time is actually a real thing, that there is something that is older than something else. The truth is that it is all happening at the same time. I know that sounds annoying because that is not how you experience things happening, but like so much of your world, this experience exists only because you have been trained into this sort of perception by other people who have come along before you and insisted on the adaptation of chopping up time so that you could be told when to be somewhere, what time to show up for something, and how long to stay there. Even my using a word like before is hilarious to me. Your correct experiences of time are when you lose track of time and just are, well, timeless. When you throw away your watches and live in the moment and let me guide you as to when and where and how and what. That's what I'm here for. To guide and direct the smooth flow of the chaos and craziness of life. I am embedded in all of your universe of space and time. I am that which guides the planets and the stars and so on. I am that which distinguishes between a carrot seed and an apple tree. If I can do that, I can certainly get you to the station on time or the church. I can guide you if you let me. But part of my deal with myself is this free will thing or items. So you can use clocks if you want to, if it makes you feel more secure. I don't mind. After all, it is a free world, isn't it?